Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the studios. Lock here, and today I want to talk about Black Friday. We have Black Friday soon approaching here in about the next 3.5 to 4 weeks. Excuse me, give or take. And I want to talk about the top 12 uniforms that you should be looking to buy on Black Friday above all others. Now we're going to exclude the Eternals that's upcoming. I can't debate or speculate on how good they may or may not be. So we're going to exclude those. Obviously, if there's any good ones, then you will go ahead and add that to the list. But without further ado, we're going to talk about the top 12 uniforms that I feel, if you don't own any of these, you should definitely aim to be picking these up on Black Friday, and I'm going to tell you why. So let's jump into it. First off, we have a few PvP characters that we definitely want to mention. Definitely pick up Luke Cage. He's going to be great for timeline battle. He's going to be great for AC. Shang-Chi is also great for AC and timeline battle, and is actually really, really good for PvE content as well. Same goes for Rogue here. Also a definite. I don't have Shang's uniform yet, but I'm waiting for Black Friday as well. So there'll be another one in here like that as well. But also Rogue. Now, grant you, regardless of whether these characters need CTPs or not, take into consideration whether or not these characters do need CTPs or not. Because I don't advise picking up uniforms if you're not going to be able to use the character to its fullest potential. For example, Luke Cage, for example, Rogue, etc. But anyhow, Rogue is definitely a good uniform to pick up because she's both PvP and PvE, with her 4 skill working very much like Jean's, just on a smaller scale, being great for all-around content in PvE and PvP. So definitely pick that one up if you have a CTP of Judgment to give her. Then we have our meta PvEs, in my opinion. You have, of course, Supergiant. If you have not built her up, or you're working on building her up, then you should definitely finish her, get her to 70, transcend her, pick up this uniform. She's outstanding in everything with this uniform. Top tier character. Loki, same thing. Now, he doesn't have as much PvP value, but in PvE content, definitely pick up his 2 uniforms. And I say 2 because it is a synergy uniform. That way you can perform well in ABX using the TVA, and you can play all other content in the game using the President. Works hand in hand together, so definitely worth picking up both of those uniforms. And of course we have Falcon, being a PvE top dog, especially being a more free-to-play friendly character, because he's very, very low cost. He doesn't need a CTP to outstandingly perform, can do just fine with an obelisk. Definitely pick up this uniform as well. Keep in mind that all the uniforms that I'm talking about in here are definitely all meta in some shape or form. Okay, so keep that in mind. Definitely get these 3 uniforms as well. And then we have Wolverine and Captain America. They just recently got their Enter the Phoenix uniforms. Wolverine seems to lean more on the PvP side. He does have some decent PvE damage, but I feel like he's going to outshine the most in timeline battle and AC, especially if you get the Wolverine artifact and you throw it on him. He's going to be so annoying in AC, and timeline battle is going to be stupid. But he's definitely got an upgrade, definitely worth picking up. Captain America, he's the opposite of Wolverine. He can do decently in AC and timeline battle, but PvP is not ideal in his newer uniform. But in PvE, man, he's so much easier to play. His damage is just nuts. Top tier combat character, so definitely worth picking up. And then of course Cull Obsidian, Black Dwarf. You definitely want to pick this one up if you're going to have him transcended as well. because he's just a monster, and he actually performs extremely well in AC because he's pretty tanky. So also a definite uniform to pick up. The last three on the list is going to be Ghost Rider. Definitely pick him up if you have him T3. I don't suggest this uniform if you don't have him Tier 2 or don't have him Tier 3, because just in general he's pretty trash until you Tier 3 him. But once he is Tier 3 in this uniform, he's going to perform outstandingly with a CTP of Rage or a Judgment. You're also going to want to pick up Valkyrie. Definitely worth transcending. If you have her at Tier 2 and you were able to Tier 2 her, definitely get this uniform. It's going to outstandingly perform for you in World Boss Legend. She will help in AC, giving you some extra ignore, dodge, and damage. So, in being in the second, in my, what I consider the second best support character in the game, next to, of course, White Fox in her Christmas uniform, Valkyrie is definitely going to be on this list, being number 2. Outside of that, I will suggest as my number 12. It's kind of a toss-up, but I'm gonna say Vision or maybe Thor. I lean more towards Vision because he's a little bit more versatile. Yes, they're both universals, but Vision also has a leadership ability that could actually be useful in World Boss Legend, World Boss Ultimate, and in AC over Thor. He's not exactly proc friendly, but he can be proc friendly, and is an extremely high leadership for any of you who have Scarlet Witch at Tier 3. So he's definitely kind of doubling down as an extremely great lead for Scarlet Witch and others, but also his standalone ability, I believe, far exceeds Thor's, in my opinion. If you don't have him Tier 3, but you have Thor Tier 3, then I would strongly recommend grabbing Thor first. Some side notes, or I guess you could say honorable mentions, is Doctor Strange. He's pretty decent. Proxima Midnight, if you have her Tier 3, pick that up. She's going to be great for World Boss Legend and some AC content. Some other honorable mentions in here is, I'll say Quasar, because she's fairly decent in AC. Hulkbuster, he's really, really tanky and great for AC and can help you take out some sentries. Yelena Belova, she's great for a speed type character for AC, some timeline battle, and do some pretty decent PvE content. Definitely Scarlet Witch if you have her Tier 3. Black Widow if you have her Tier 3. Daredevil and Jessica Jones if you have them at least close to Tier 3. Tier 3 and Transcended. And I think that's pretty much going to cover it. For the honorable mentions, I would skip them if they are not Tier 3 or Transcended. Otherwise, you won't be getting max use out of them. I would say the same thing for the top 10, the top 12. In the same sense, if they're not, I wouldn't really pick them up unless you have them Tier 3 or Transcended, or at least at level 70, to where you can at least try to get optimal usage out of the uniform. Otherwise, it's almost not worth buying. Outside from that, I can't speculate on what characters you have or don't have, or what your orientation, being PvE or PvP, is in the game, or what your overall goal is in the game. But as always choose what your account lacks and needs the most over personal desire, excluding those specific characters, and we all have them, those specific characters that are just our beloved favorites. I would never say don't pick up a uniform for a character that's just, if you love Gambit and you just want his uniform because you love the character, by all means pick it up. If you love Red Skull, get his, etc., etc. I will never begrudge anybody for choosing something for their favorite character, because at the end of the day, we're all playing the game for ourselves because we love these characters, right? So always go for your favorites. Having said that, that's my top 12 and my honorable mentions for uniforms that you should aim for on Black Friday. Excluding the external Eternals, definitely pick up the Meta Eternal uniforms when they arrive on Black Friday as well. This is going to be Locke signing out. Have a good one.